Good morning. Okay, so welcome to AJeweldDesign. I'm Jolene, and I am working some more on the Snowy Winter Kit journal. And last time we talked, I was revealing the kit itself and trying to put pages together and see what would work. So I don't remember if I actually showed you how it panned out. But here's what I'm working on. That's going to be sort of my inner front cover. Everything, of course, has journal pages on the back, pages in between that I ripped and stressed, you know, fun distilled things, just all kinds of good stuff. Ooh, it's not staying. Took the vellum, finally got it added in and added that silver border we were talking about. What else? But just got pages together where I think I got it. I have enough to almost every other page or pages back to back can be for my December daily. So they're prepped and ready. I think I have enough. I hope that most of these pages I won't decorate on. Decorate beside it, put pockets on it, tucks. If anything, it may just be where I put a little something on here. Paper clip, something, whatever, that may have a specific note on it maybe for the day if I absolutely have to use more space. But this was sort of how it turned out. This is where we led with it. Where we went with it. I took the other vellum, added the two borders we were talking about, just trying to get a feel, and then went into my middle. And I did just see another lady today print up my kit, and I had added another layer of stars to my journal cards, and hers popped up. Everything showed up. So it was really weird. When mine, my printer will not pick up those pale colors. Hers picked up the second layer of stars and all the stars behind it. I went, oh my gosh. So it could just be my printer, which is really hard when you're trying to design things and you don't know how they're going to turn out. So some people do have large journal cards and stuff, and there's a lot of stars on it. So I'm like, I wonder if there's a way just put the white stars over it. Like I said, we're going to lace this up. We're going to decorate this up. And then the pages go back the same direction, sort of in the same way on the other side where you have the stars and the deer and other, same set of things on the other side. So the next biggest question, besides making envelopes and tucks and all that fun stuff, which I'll have to do off camera and then decorate them maybe on camera with you guys, deciding where we want to put them, will be Dee Dee Fargo's Don't Forget for Christmas challenge that she has, like, I don't know, 8 or 9 weeks worth of tucks and envelopes and stuff that I'm going to use all my scraps for to help, give me something to tuck in, to place in, to journal card with. Anywhere where I have space to put, this kind of things where I can't really journal on it, but we're gonna put stuff in it that I can journal on. So that I will start working on next, and then decorate them with you so they're prepped and ready to go, and decide where they go in the book. But today I'm still debating on covers, and I have this winter kit, December daily that I'm working on. Then I found a another blue and ornament and snowflake scrapbook paper that I want to make something a little bit more decorative. So I need a cover for that, which the fabric tissue covers are really nice for something quick and easy when you don't want to have to do anything heavy. I do think I want like a 1-inch binding for this one because of all this tucks and stuff in it. I want to make sure it will maybe not so much alligator open as one of my favorites likes to say, but will have that room to be open and sit sort of either upright or whatever. So I haven't decided, but it depends on if I can get a cover to do. Because I have the cardboard, and I'm debating on just putting this really pretty fleece snowflakes over it, make it sort of a slip cover like I did the autumn one, and then decorate it all up on top, and then I wouldn't have to worry about it, just put some paper on the inside. But at the same time, I'm like, oh my gosh, wouldn't it be great to be able to see if I can put tissue on here and have it on the outside still decorated, the tissue on the inside. I wouldn't have to try to cover cardboard. I don't know. So today we're going to do a quick, I'm going to try it. I did, one of my journalers does this all the time and thought maybe fleece would be too thick or too fuzzy, but I have to try. I still have to try. I want to see if I can soak it enough and put some just white and silver tissue over it. I am doing it on the really fuzzy side, which I believe would be the inside or the wrong side. And the way it curls up, that's what I'm assuming. But I'm going to try. We're going to try real quick, and we're going to see how this works. And then I'm probably going to do a bunch of individual or a little, like, itty bitty videos, and then I'll sort of collage them together so you get an hour of work with me, but not have to go through all the rigmarole. Because I gotta organize and I gotta stop and I gotta feed the kids and I don't get to play all day when I want to. But I don't know if I'll get into that fold, which is fine, but I won't get enough. Let's see if we can even soak this enough to get anything to stick to it. Maybe. I thought we'd try it. I mean, if it works and I can do a 10 by 13 swatch of this, I have to make sure I have enough tissue. Oh my gosh, that's the other problem. If I have enough snowflake tissue, it might just be a lot of white over gray. I have silver, I have iridescent tissues. I have a little bit of blue snowflake napkins, which that would be definitely the last in pieces on top. So, but I thought today we would just play and see if I could even get anything to stick and dry. And that may be the other thing is I do this and then I come back and I, show you guys too. I mean, we don't do this all at once because this doesn't need to dry. And that's really, whew. So this is the white tissue that's inside of some of those extras. Like when you do the decorative ones, you have to pull that layer off so you can see it. This is what this is. This is that inner creamy layer or white layer that exists. So I'm just trying this. And there was a black line in it. That's okay. This is just a play and this will probably become some kind of journal card. Knowing me, I waste nothing. But hopefully you guys are having a great day. It is actually Monday. So who knows? You probably see this on a Wednesday. It's my ordeal. But it's Monday morning. It finally feels like fall in California. I woke up to a 60-degree house with windows open and went, oh, it's cold. Okay. Which is pretty rare. And we haven't been that cold yet. I think the coolest we've gotten the house down to is 63. And that's with like the house fan on, and because it's just been staying warm at night in the house. It's sort of weird, which I'm gonna regret, wish for here soon enough. But that's okay. We don't get snow, but we might as well get cold weather. So it actually sort of feels like it. I know they're predicting like just shy of 80 by Halloween. Like no, we're okay. We don't need 80. We don't want 80. I want rain. I grew up with when it used to rain right before Halloween every single year, or most years. As I got much older, I think I finally stopped doing that. But we grew up with where it rained the night before, so that it'd all be gloomy and wet. And the girls have had cold and wet. My girls have had warm and comfortable, somewhere in between. But we're not going out trick-or-treating this year. We're going to stay home. We're going to watch movies. We're just sort of going to enjoy it. We may treat it like a Christmas and drive through, do a drive-throughs, something like that. Go look for haunted houses, but not really get out. I don't know yet. It's okay. There's like 3 layers here. There's 1 here. I don't know. That was my problem last time when I was doing this. As you guys know, I did not get enough goo anywhere. I also, I think, had too much water in my goo. I'm hoping this time I did not make that same mistake. I was having issues with my glue this morning. That's a big chunk of I don't know what. So, okay, let me add a little layer. I want to play this silver. I want to see if it even functions. And it's not napkin. It is tissue paper, but it's about the same concept. So I'm hoping it'll do the same thing. I am testing it out. We are trying new things. Because why not? No real love lost. Nothing is going to be like, oh my God, you wasted that. You'll never get it back. I have extras. I have pieces. I'm okay. So, I want to try these things out on a little piece. No point trying to do a big old something and then finding out that, oh my God, then I wasted it all. That would be bad. We're going to soak this a little bit here so that it'll rip. But yeah, I figured I'd give this a shot, show you guys off, remind you what I'm working on. So yeah, I have, and then I still have my Christmas at your door kit, which is all more the red, the greens, the creams, the golds. So I'm hoping to make a like a hinged journal. Amy over at what is she at? Crafty USA. Oh, I don't know what Amy. She has a really cute little mini hinged Christmas books or journal books. And so I am going to have to watch one of her videos and see if I can turn my let's go back the other way. My Christmas at Your Door into like a hinged Christmas journal book. So it's something pretty to look at. Because I have very antique and vintage in my living room, and the reds, the greens, and then I have blues and silvers and stuff in my Christmas and dining area. So I can have them both. So that's pretty soaking wet. Like that goes all the way through. So I do have it plenty wet. So maybe for once this time it will not, this time it may actually dry. I may just leave that like that. Wouldn't that be sort of cute? Help me do something. I don't know. Gives me a border piece to glue on to. So yeah, maybe I'll flatten that out so that it gives me something to glue on. I'm hoping my dryer is not too loud and you can hear me. I'll try to reverse that too, but we'll find out. If not, this was just a visual and I will talk over it. You won't know, you won't hear it, huh? That's okay. I will hear it, I will fix it. It will tell me what I need to do. All right, so we're gonna do that for the moment. I may keep adding layers as it dries. It's pretty wet through. Not all the way wet, but all right, so there is my first little attempt of playing at something and seeing if the fleece is even doable and how long it takes to dry. That's my other worry. I mean, a huge 9 by 10 by 15 may not be a smart idea. But I'm debating, and you only get one shot at it once you do it, so you're like, oh my gosh, do I or don't I? Make sure whatever you use, you're willing to lose. This thing is rock hard now from all the glue. Even though I wash it and I clean it, it is rock hard. But it's okay. It doesn't have to be. It is now my glue. Okay, so with that, I don't really have anything else. So I'm going to pause for the moment and get prepped and set, and then we will transition into some card making stuff and decide what we want to do for pockets, tags, and whatnot, because I have plenty of those scraps that I have to start looking at. So, okay, hang out, take it a moment, get some ideas. And if you haven't checked it out, Dee Dee Fargo has a Do Not Freak Out Before Christmas 3 and 15 challenge that she has over 8 weeks of instructions and lessons. And she started this months ago, or not months ago, maybe 2 months ago at least. Well, 8 weeks, so at least 2-3 months ago. And to help us out, so when we started doing all these things, we had what we needed. And of course, I'm behind schedule because I was doing the digital work. But that's okay. We will get caught up. So, all right, I will check back in with you a little bit and we'll move on to the next layer. Okay, so we're back and I got some stuff done today. Trial and error, right? All kinds of trial and error. So we start out with the fleece tissue cover instead of a standard fabric tissue cover. And you can do it. I don't know if you can see, but the glue hardened it in some areas, left it a little softer, but dark in others. It was really weird. It's totally bendable though. I had no problem bending it. It would make a very forgiving cover. This was just a few layers of tissue, which usually you go standard fabric. So you really layer up the tissue on top to give that warm, crunchy feel, the texture. Everything seemed to hold. Even my silly iridescent stuff is sticking. At first, it was a little weird yesterday. And once it completely dried, of course, Mod Podge should be clear. So you have a few spots that didn't stick, but like I think it would be like that layer and then your final print that you really want to see over it, and it would be a cool effect. But it is glossy, so it doesn't absorb like normal tissue paper, so I don't know how well anything would stick on top of it. So I don't think I'm going to do it though for the cover for this one. I think I will play with it as either cards, or I will cut this one up. I'm going to decorate it. It's going to be an insert in here, of course. I never waste anything. Do something fun with it. But fleece is doable. You can do it. I think it just takes a little bit more tweaking and playing. And you probably could make a nice, warm, thick, just yummy cover to it. And, but I know the silver works. So when you fold the silver upright, you definitely get the matted and the shiny. So that's a cool effect. But yeah, I learned a few things, got to play with it, and I will probably definitely play with splotches of it on the next one. Yeah, it doesn't take much to come up. So we'll see. But it was definitely a learning curve. I'm just cut that in half. Yeah. So, can be done, but needs some tweaking still. So there's that. So I'm going to go old school, and I'm going to stick with the, what do you want to call it? The cereal paper concept here. I love these things. It's a great way to recycle. And it's just makes it really easy to give you a base to stuff. Now I have taken this thinner paper, thinner boards, and I tissue collaged over this, and got the same sort of effect. And it made it a little easier because I knew it would stick and it would stay. I did that with my porch print for autumn journal that I did. I went ahead and used some white or cream or whatever things, and just covered it in green, and then covered it with paper and covered it with more tissue, and yeah, I had a lot of fun with that. So can be done. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this just right. We're going to sew in the sew this in so I feel more comfortable, that I don't have to keep like bouncing back and forth between clipped and non-clipped. It makes it really hard to make stuff. So we'll sort of, I don't have any tools to actually like score it. So we're going to sort of measure it out, and I'm just going to try to bend them in half evenly, and with about a 1-inch binding in the middle, and see if I can do this. And then that way, I may want to trim it down a little bit, huh? Because, you know, this is the concept, so you give your binding and then trim it, but it is a little wide, and if I want to do anything that sticks out, it's not going to be seen. So I need to take a little bit off. I'll take a little bit off anyway, because when I cover it, I found that out with the autumn one, that when I created the fabric, I didn't make the fabric wide enough, and so I take little notches out from the binding to get it to tuck in. Never do exact, but I think I want it almost exact same size, so then the fabric gives me a little bit more to work with, so I probably want to cut it off here. So we're going to do that. I'm going to try to get that up and running. I'm probably going to work on a project, and then I'll just talk. I'll do a voice overlay later so that you guys are not listening to gosh knows what. Isn't that fun? So maybe right about here, I'm going to cut that off. Okay, so there's my spot. I'll have to measure it around. So we'll cut that and get that plopped into place, hopefully. So there's that. And then I was able to start one of Dee Fargo's 3 and 15. And I only got 2 done in about the 20 minutes. But that first video, we all realized it was sort of hard. So I had a couple window envelopes left over. I didn't want to use them all, so I just did the 2, because it's just my one journal. I'm not trying to mass make a bunch of ephemera for hundreds of journals. I only have 2 winter journals that I'll probably be working on. So I did it to where you can have 2 pockets here, right? And then on this one, you would stick something in here, and then when I glue it down, I think I'll do it to where you can tuck here. Behind it, you can tuck in here, and then you have the two diagonals here. Yeah, so that was cute. I was able to take take a bunch. This one actually was all one piece of paper. She suggested use scraps. I have full 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper that I need to do something with, so I was able to cut the back out, and then I was able to rip out the different things and find the piano paper. These I will definitely, this one doesn't really need much decoration. I might put something right here, make it look like he's holding it, decorative wise. But because I'm going to put probably tags in here, I'm not really going to decorate up here. And maybe the journal card that goes in here will be a little decorated, or the top of the tag that's up here will get decorated. But this one's pretty cute. I don't think I need to decorate too much. This one definitely needs like tulle and snowflakes, and I need to put something here. Yeah, maybe the deer with some background, and yeah. So this one will get decorated probably in the next video. I will decorate it up with you guys as I'll have a bunch of stuff together. Maybe I'll decorate a bunch of things all at once. So there was that. And then I had the brainstorm last night because she was making a bunch of different things with different envelopes. And I don't have, all of that stuff, but it did make me think about it. I got a couple of really good envelopes the past couple days. And so what I'm going to do is use this as a sort of a hinge, which I've done before. I'm going to pick a page. I don't know which one yet, because I don't know if I haven't decided whether I want to cover up a decorative one or do it on this side where I am, what am I doing? I am, excuse me, grabbing like a plain paper, right? And we're going to glue it down. So there's your hinge for your flip out. I did fold it in so that when you open it, I've got decorative paper here. I've got paper here. I've got paper here. We'll glue the top and bottom, so it makes it another tuck. So you tuck in here, you tuck up here. This is all decorated out. And what I want to do, of course, because you have to do this, is to hide all of that. Because I'm like, okay, well, that's not super fun to look at. I think I'm going to make a large snowflake, physically, to overlap the gray onto this side. And then it will wrap around onto this side. And then I'm going to put one of my large tags here. I'm going to glue it down to where I can flip open. And you can either journal on here, and you'll have the, I know I will have the snowflake on this side, but I'll probably have another paper over this. So maybe I'll print a pale blue paper to put over it, you have the snowflake over it. Maybe I'll even tuck in some journal paper here. Since I am covering this up to a point, maybe we'll make it sort of a flip up notepad, and I'll put some paper underneath it. So you'll have, snowflake layers, you'll have paper layers, then you'll actually have paper here to journal on up here and on that paper. So we'll make it sort of a tag flip up notebook on the outside, and I'll make a flag paper clip to keep it in place so that it doesn't flap around and get bent when we are doing it. So this is something that I'll probably do on camera, but I won't be chit-chatting while I do it much. And I will edit over it so that you can see why I'm doing what, and you're not listening to complete randomness, and I can change the speed of this video. So making a snowflake, making a flip up, a double tuck, a flip up, notepad, and it still allows, when you open it up, to journal on here, put pictures on here, glue, anything. And if I keep it like back here where it's near the end of my December daily, it can be tags, like gift tags. It can be all kinds of things to sort of represent Christmas. Back in here, maybe it's my favorite greeting card or something. Like this can be a nice little collage for 25, 26. The aftermath, the fun of it. Maybe it's photos I put in there from the day. That kind of thing. So that's sort of what I'm looking at as my next step in the project. But I think first we're gonna signature it and sew it into here. Even though the cover's not done, which I did that last time, I started the cover almost last. I got everything else done. Then I finally put the cover together and slipped it on. So I'm going to do sort of a slip cover type cut to this. And then I can decorate the outside of that cover before I put it on with all my embellishments, all my fabrics, all the fun stuff that I want. And then just sort of slip it into place, and it's done, and I'm, good to go. So that seems to be my favorite thing, trying to combine my fabric sewing capabilities and my quilting capabilities, hand stitch work, sew stitch work, with a journal cover. But knowing it's actually sewn into a book cover type thing, makes me happier to work with. So that, I think I'm actually going to leave it there. I sort of like that idea. I think it's almost near the back, where I still have, I don't have more time. Well, I'm trying to debate how many more days behind I want to do that. Let's see. That's a journal page. That won't hold it. I don't want to go to the last page, because I might want, like, let's see if I go day 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, because it's all, 26. Oh yeah, this was my original thought was, okay, maybe we'll do it up here then. I take that back, see? That's why I counted back. So tentatively, if I want to make this day 25, and make it a, like, day 25 could be, Christmas 25 and 26 maybe. The day of, or 24 and 25. I can totally make this Christmas Eve, make this a big Christmas Eve, Christmas Day collage. And I could, and with that, that's why it's backwards. I can totally, like, go into this page and stop here, and then I have, days 26, 27, whatever, to 31 in the back here. If there's anything, it may just be that my numbers are just collaged on here for fun, and it's the aftermath, the cleanup, and heading into New Year's. So, okay, I think we know where we're at. I may have to make another note too. Okay, so Lovely. I'll have to pin, I think I'll have to pin my day 25, 24 into here so I remember where I'm at. Try to time it to that point. So, all right. So there's where we're going. That's how we're at with it right now. And I will go ahead, I said, work on this where sort of in silence and just chit chat about what I did or why I did it. Overlaying it so that there's not like this huge craziness to my jibber jabbering or noise or disturbances, but for I'm not an expert and I'm learning so much from so many other ladies who do this on a regular basis, who record it all, and I'm just sharing my love, the passion, and the work that I'm doing since I'm here. As I say, well, since I'm crafting, I might as well turn the camera on and see what happens. So, all right, so here we go. We're gonna, work on a envelope flip that becomes a double tuck, becomes a notebook, becomes all kinds of fun things to get my days 24, 25, and maybe 26 all pretty and elaborate, right? We'll get the signature sewn in, and that probably will be the extent of this week. Then if something comes big, I'll make a quick little extra near the end of the week or early next week, and you could try to keep on with my natural Wednesday videos. So you can see what I'm doing, because I have so many ideas and so many thoughts, and just working fast enough is the biggest thing. So, all right, well, hopefully you'll continue to watch as I get through this and get going and get that ideas rolling, and hopefully they inspire, hopefully they encourage, hopefully they make you want to grab some stuff, whether it be winter, Christmas, the last of your fall. No one says you have to stop your fall yet. As I said, we're finally getting cold here, doesn't mean I'm ready for winter yet, but it definitely means, we're thinking about the end of fall and prepping for Christmas and all that good stuff, right? So, all right, enjoy, keep designing, craft away with me, and we'll see you on the flip side. So for the most part, this is me struggling with the signature, cutting it down, because usually you make your covers, if you're doing like the fabric tissues and whatnot, for a 9x6 signature, you will do maybe a 10 by 12, so you have room to collage down. Mine is a little bit more like 8.5 when it's folded. I didn't even check the height on it, but I did cut it down the side, so it was still a little longer than the book, but not so much that, it was going to hide all my fun things if I stuck any fabric or lace out of it. And then I went for about a 1/2 inch binding in the middle, where I was going to score / fold up both ends to create sort of a book binding and work off of that. So definitely trying to get cardboard to stick, and I don't have to make the cardboard perfect. I have to keep my fabric cover sort of more straight to make that work. Definitely struggled with the signature, trying to get that to work, trying to figure out how to get in the middle. I had a hard time with the autumn book also doing that. So I figured definitely a tiny binding and the one signature would be a little easier. Yes and no. So it's trial and error. Like I said, I'm left-handed for the most part, but I try to do some things right-handed, so I make it a little harder than necessary for myself. So trying to show it off to someone else and not be like upside down and backwards and on my head is a challenge. But it can be done, and for the most part, I did get it together. I did get it put in, and I'm stoked because I needed that to be in place. Okay, so as you see, I struggled quite a bit with that. I never make the holes big enough. Well, I'm using the owl. I never push through far enough, and I really need to learn to push through farther. I think I wouldn't struggle so much with the needle, and I'm using like the smallest needle they give you. That you can still put your thread through. So I always have this little extra piece through it, so I know which one I use, so I'm not trying to debate which was the smallest one or what looked like the smallest one. I always know that that's my smallest one. So I don't rip the paper and stuff, so I gotta learn to put bigger holes, push that through farther without, you know, making it crazy. But you want it tight, so you don't want to be this big old circle and big old hole. And see, craziness. Isn't that funny? No matter what you do. So anyway, that's my little owl and thread and book journaling stuff. Oh, goodness gracious. But I'm just glad I don't have to, like, use these anymore, and I can put them away. Unless I'm using them, of course, like, keep, like, a project in place so, like, I don't forget where I want to place it. Because that's the biggest thing. I think more times than not, I'm going to leave those two out. I forget, like, what I want to do or where I want to put it. So, definitely glad I sped through that part so you guys are not struggling watching me with that too much. But, okay, so that is done. So it'll make the rest of this a little easier when I feel more comfortable. I'm not ruining papers, as it is already bending and folding all kinds of weird. So as I knock all my stuff over, but see, even my beads are sort of pretty blue colors, though it's a kitty cat and the moon. Kitty cat and stars, which sort of works too, right? So anyway, that's for my glitter glue, which I'll need to use. So, okay, so yeah, we got through that. These will be fun because I think these are going to be great pieces to, which one is this one? That has to be on the other side. So you always want to make sure that you have an opening that's on the outside so you can slip stuff in. So this one could be like great to do here. Note on it, put a date on it, note here. You know, slip some fun stuff in here. Maybe more in the middle of the page. Maybe put a border on the bottom or something. So, getting there. Thoughts are happening. Okay. So on to the next thing. We're going to quickly start working on the scrapbook paper side of this guy and getting him placed in realm and find his and hers pieces that will work on this. You know what? I wonder if one of these would be cut down, put a snowflake over it, would give me that journaling page that we wanted under this. So I wouldn't even put it in a notebook. I could just flip it open as a flip up with fabric flipper to hide something, right? So in this case, you could just flip it open and leave a note underneath it. So maybe we'll do it that way. So I could trim these down because I have a bunch of these sheets that I was trial and erroring with, trying to decide what color scheme I wanted. I don't think I'll do the line piece. I think I'm going to leave it blank. So we're going to rip that up and make it that an easy cover on that end. Oh, okay. So, all right. We're on to the next stage. Isn't that great? I thought I'd talk over all of this. That way I wouldn't have to worry if like it was slow. I could fast forward it if I didn't say anything. It's sort of boring just doing this all by myself without not music or talking to somebody. I don't know. Who knows? Okay, what am I looking for? I am looking for my rip tool. Aha. Yeah, there's a whole other table over here that you guys cannot see, which most of us have. And trying to decide, you know, what to do with it and where to find things. And I know this is not very long, and so we're going to remove some of this excess fun stuff that I created. And I'll keep a little bit of it I can. I'm still mastering this one. This rip tool, I love the rip. I'm not keeping. I have 3 of them, and they're all different stuff. I just keep using the small tear. I do use the big one sometimes if I really want an interesting, like, obvious tear effect. But, yeah, I haven't come close to. Let's see, they're still really big. So, let's see. That covers up anything I don't want to see. It's not like I can't just roll that over. That way it's just another fun layer to the snowflake on that end. And I know this is too big as it is, but it's something that I have the room in the book to allow it to be bigger than the page. if I want it to be, because it can stick up and over because it flips out as its own little piece. Or do I want it to? That's sort of the fun thing about the junk journals. I love, I always gravitate to the ones that have all this stuff sort of sticking out of the edges. Lace, doilies, pins, all this stuff, right? And then like, I need to do that more often, which is why I like the washi tape on these guys. This is like awesome, right? So, no, I think I'm gonna let it be bigger. I think I'm gonna leave it that way so I have more room. I can put a bigger journal card in it or a skinnier journal card. I know my journal cards are really big. They won't fit in here without them sticking out. But that doesn't mean I can't put pictures and other things in there. I think I'm really hoping I'm gonna print out some pictures from the holidays and put them in there. Tuck on the outside and another envelope of something on the inside. So, okay, so we'll flip that around and then distress this and let that glue down so I have writing space. Yeah, let's distress that. Okay, so I distress it with that, distress this, glue it down. It is trial and error and playing with it constantly as we go, which just makes it fun, makes it doable. So, yeah, I couldn't find a silver. I mean, there's probably a silver out there, but I was trying to find one of Tim Holtz, and he doesn't really have metallic silver that I can find as an ink, or he has it in a different, he doesn't have it in the oxidized distress that I could tell. I almost got a spruce, which I think would have been more green, and that would have been bad. But I've used this hickory smoke on, I keep forgetting you guys can't see it if I'm doing it right in front of me. I used it on my Porch Prince kit because she had a lot of gray to her taupe. And then it's been actually a nice little distress moment on this one because I knew I had silver and I thought, well, a gray will be better than antique. I don't need an antique on this one. I want distress, but I don't need it. I need it more smoky mountain than distressed vintage. So I like it that way. But that's me. I'm a silver girl. I don't, I'm not big. I wore a lot of gold, surprising, when I was littler, or younger, I guess. I wore the gold all the time. And then, but as I got older, I realized that I wasn't really a gold girl. I liked silver better. So we went white gold on our wedding band. Well, he has gold and white gold on his wedding band, and I have just white gold, which, you know, is silver to me. We didn't want platinum or anything silly like that because I would have destroyed that. And it needs to be polished. I can start seeing the yellow. I'm like, I can start to see the yellow in my white gold pour ring. The lockdown is a little hard. Okay, so that's fun to have it be obvious that you can bend it upward. Sort of really. All right, so we've got that. I'll distress that once it's glued down. Makes it easier. All right. Now, the only other thing would be to, I could, I'm going to do the other side, and I'm debating. I have ribbons and stuff. I may want to border the top or bottom of this. So I don't have it, I mean, I have it in the middle, but I'm not like crazy middle. And I need to do this because I know I'm going to cover it, but that doesn't mean I don't want it before I glue it down and put stuff over it. Yes, there's writing on this envelope, but it's from my hubby, so it has its own sentimental value, and since this is not something I'm selling, I can do that. I can use it as it is. This will be down. All right, so I know it's gonna be something over, but you still want the dimension. And then so now I'm debating, do I want to border top or bottom? Maybe top, right? So I'm gonna put ribbon and or, see, I have two things. I have that, I have lace, and I have ribbon for fabric-y stuff. So I can, let's see, we have that guy, which I know that's going on the cover for sure, always. I have that ribbon. And then I have some lace that's sort of delicate enough in my mind, but it is a little bit creamier than white. The put on stuff. So that is actually too wide for that ish. Maybe not. That actually could be really cute with that in the middle on this outside tuck. If I wanted something really light, put blue paper behind it and make it stand, or make it that whole white and silver. Okay, so that's potential. Help her hide anything. And then, so if I want to do that, then I could, across the top here, bring this down to the edge. And then maybe I'll cut it to where it's right behind it. So you can still see the edge of the paper. I do things the hard way. I'm left-handed, so sometimes things are totally backwards and I'm trying to do it right-handed when I'm not supposed to be. I'm like, I'm not right-handed. Stop trying to do it that way. There we go. All right. So what if it's tucked down here and this is just here, so that when it's over you can see the distress of the paper, but I have something sort of eating up some of this, so I don't have to put paper on that envelope. I can use the gray to my advantage and do it that way. And then you have, and then I could do that up to overlap a little bit, and I could put, even though it's going to be down, I can put a piece of ribbon or lace or something actually through that hole sticking up before. Now I have lace in one of my things I made just the other day. What did I do with it? Sorry guys, hold on. Well, yeah, I have something. Oh, duh. I think I have it in here. So I have to keep forgetting I have my ephemera box here. And then I might have what I'm looking for in here. Because some of these things that I made, aha, see, there we go. I wonder if I could run it through or something and make it a cute little lacy thing on the top. Twisted weird. What do you think of that? Yeah, things are getting cold out here. I'm going to be careful. That will go in there somewhere. But I have this whole pile of, see, I have a whole pile. Oh, that could be cute. Border it and put it up there maybe. That'll be cute. Okay, yeah, I have all kinds of little things. I can totally keep adding to this thing. Too big. What if I have a small one? I have the ephemera from both, or Word, duh. I have ephemera, so I'm not ready to decorate, but I think I'm going to need to. Oh my gosh. Once I know I have it nailed down. I did piles of paragraphs. She had a couple of the tags that I pulled out there. And so I had to have her January one from last year because it was the colors for this year's stuff. So I'm going to need to find some cute stuff to decorate that up there. But that'll be part of that. I think I'll have a day where I'll sit and just decorate things. But right now I'm just trying to get the basics and then go back and decorate the outsides of things once I think they're somewhat in place. So can't forget about all of that. Oh, I keep knocking down my daughter's doggy. She's gonna kill me. My daughter does custom stuff, so I have to make sure. Okay, so let's get that basically in place. Hopefully, like I said, everybody's doing good. Everybody's happy. Maybe feeling like fall. Halloween's just days away. Do I want to do it at an angle because I'm weird and I have to keep doing stuff like that? No. I think I'm just going to go to the end. I'm bad. I just cut ribbon without a non whatever. Oh, ribbon. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop talking. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to just run through this and make it, and then I'll go back to talking over if I need to. something I thought of or need to do. That way I'm not rambling and trying to make a conversation when I don't need to. I don't know. I haven't decided. So I figured I would just let you watch me decorate at high speed. At this point, I was just trying to glue on some layers with the ribbon and the journal page, and get, this lovely flip envelope card thingy ready. And my glitter glue was malfunctioning. It's starting to get a little cold outside. Though it's warmer in the garage than in the house right now, it's cold throughout the night. And so I was definitely struggling with that too. And I'm so sorry. I keep saying and I realized I was sniffling, and oh my gosh. So a lot of distressing, making sure the edges don't look too new, or if the rip job on the paper was too white, I try to fill it in with distressed. And I constantly use a combination of my glue stick and the glitter glue, because between the two, I may start out with the with the glue stick, and then use the glitter glue sometimes in those little corners and areas that don't stick. I struggled quite a bit with that piece of lace. It was very firm, so trying to keep it glued down in the front was sort of hard, and it's still going to be a tricky spot to keep glued down as I work on stuff. So over time, hopefully it'll get better. Now I decided I needed that snowflake that I talked about to cover up the gray lace, a gray flip, and whether or not I was going to cover any into our journal page, which I did shift on that one, and I'll show you here as I go along. My biggest concern right now is actually working within the screen. I know as I keep bringing things close to my body and forgetting that my camera is not recording it up against my body, so continue to forgive me as I perfect that, and I remember to keep working in the middle of my table. It looks like I sort of fixed that here. Try to use my owl to create holes to give some more dimension to it, because trying to cut in between there might be a little hard. Which sort of worked. It made it sort of a cute texture on the thing. As I started wrapping it around thinking, oh, this will work. But then I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose some of my journaling on the back side. I needed to decide how much of that I wanted. And in the end, I decided just to sort of cut the thing in half and just cover up the envelope flap. So as you can see, I'm off camera again. And right now I'm distressing the edges and the inner cuttings of the snowflake, trying to get sort of a new feel. All right. So there was a glitch in the camera, and I didn't get to finish the showing you what I was doing, but I'll go back and forth. You'll see it a couple times. I was able to finally get all the little edges on the one half of my snowflake distressed and glued on to where it just covered the majority of the flap to make it decorative. So now I am trying to decide which pages and papers to finish off the envelope. I wanted to have a little bit of everything so that it looked sort of collagey from, both my new and old kit. Now, that paper you show right there is actually from Sarabella. It's one of their winter kits that I copied, because I have a lot of really cute pieces in that I love the background, but didn't want to lose it, lose access to it once I used all the cards and journal cards. So I copied it, and I'm going to use it a number of times, of course, within my project. So right now I'm just trying to finish it up, trying to decide what pages to use, what paper to go with. Again, sort of going quickly through this because it's, it's pretty standard. It's just debating what to do with it. I'm trying to decide how much of that I want to glue down. Will it work? Again, looking for all my papers. Now, a lot of the papers I'm going to be using in my envelopes and in my collage work will be part of my Snowy Journal Kit 1. And then, okay, so as you can see, I had some technical difficulties as I was designing, and since I was just working on it so I could fast forward and talk over it, I didn't realize it stopped recording. But that is the glitchy part of journaling with me. You can't go backwards and start over again, but that's okay. But as you saw, we've been tweaking. I was pretty much collaging things, and so what ended up being, here's your front, here's our flip up to journal underneath. You open it up, it is glued down now. So what I was working on was that wood piece, gluing it down. So you have your tuck in here from hoping to put maybe some pictures in, something fun in there, and then this is glued down so I can tuck it. So this is sort of more decorating. So when I decided to sit down and do a series of it for about an hour, just decorating up little pieces, that's what I'll come back into that. This leaves it open to probably use my journal pages and cut them up in small squares, and I will probably glue them on and journal on this somehow, depending on what's going on with the numbers of 24, 25, and 26. And then the back side, I was trying to show was that, I put my snowflake over the gray, and I only glued down part of the way so I could use it as a tuck, so that I could journal on one of my pages and just sort of slip in the note for that last day, whatever may be going on. So I didn't fully glue it down. So I thought, leave it open. Now if something comes up and I change my mind and I want to make this a background layer, I'll glue it down, put something over it. Otherwise, I'll use it to tuck in something for the day as we finish off the 24th and 25th. So, all right. Well, you've done a little bit of journaling with me. This is definitely going to take a lot of work to shrink down and make it an hour. And but we've got the signature in its cardboard. We have a flip out that has 2 tucks with a flip up notebook type ordeal. I may still add paper to that, so it's like the last page and pages in between. So we have some decorating still to do. We have some items we can still layer onto this as we go along, but right now I'm trying to figure out what pieces I need, what I'm working on, and get it shown to you guys. So hopefully you have a great week. I will continue to work, and next time we get together I will reveal what I worked on and save some decorating for you and me to follow along together with, or to do together. Like I said, journal with me, craft with me, and let's get our journal on. So thanks for watching AJeweldDesign. I'm Jolene, and I'll see you next week.